I had no idea what I was walking into, but since we are here, let's have the conversation.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Something that this woman put out here to the public has made headlines and has triggered men all across the United States. Let's see what she has to say and what the people had to say.
First thing I noticed online is that there are a lot of women posting their boyfriends, their husbands, and like cropping out the face entirely. Like people would drop entire videos of their wedding or their surprise proposal, and every angle of the man was just like completely obscured. And I was just like, why are people doing this? It's so weird. And you kind of ask them, and they insist this is about privacy, but for some reason it's like you want privacy but you still want the sort of like social clout that comes with being in a relationship. And I was like really wanting to get into why people are doing that. So then I just started asking a bunch of women, you know, for those of you who had your partners, why do you do it? And the responses I got back were insane. And there was like an interesting subsect of women, and something that I've noticed across line, particularly across all of my comments, of women who were just like, being with a man, period, is embarrassing. Like it doesn't matter about anything that was said before. Just the very act of being with a man is somewhat embarrassing. And then I really wanted to get into that because I thought that's what's really interesting here. And you kind of just can tell there is this feeling, you know, men are going this way, women are going that way, right? Whether it's our politics, education, income, employment, women are on a upwards trajectory, like leveling up, becoming the best version of themselves, and men are not keeping up. And so now when you see a woman who is just killing it in her prime, and then you see her with a man, it's like, whoa. Oh, the men have like, it's been a mixture. Some men have been like, I hear what she's saying. I agree collectively as men, we need to do better. And, you know, but those aren't the most vocal voices. I think there are a lot of men being just kind of outraged and saying things like, you know, this is why you're going to be alone. And this is why no one wants you. And you're just angry and you're mad and you're bitter and you're jealous. A lot of that, I think a lot of men probably feel a bit, you know, I guess worried or threatened that if being seen with a man is embarrassing, what does it mean for them? And I think they worry about that and they project that on me. But overall, they're just really, really angry, you know, and understandably, but this is what I wanted to spark. I wanted people to feel angry because I wanted people to be convinced or not convinced or just like energized for change. Basically, if being with a man now is embarrassing, then collectively men need to just step up.
If being with a man now is embarrassing, why don't you just openly admit that you are a lesbian? You ain't gotta hide no more, baby. You don't gotta hide. All them girls' trips, all these studs, acting like all that slapping on the ass and grinding up on your girls at the club. And why don't you just go ahead and admit that you prefer being with women? Ma'am, bravo, first of all, because what you have managed to do here is trigger a group while also reinforcing a negative connotation, which proposes that women's success means that men in general are in fear of competing when men are not competing with women. That will never exist. Not in my time, not in yours, not in the time after, not in the land before time. Men will never be competing with women. Doesn't matter if you make more than us or not. That is not the issue here. The issue is you think that every single human being on this planet is going to be a millionaire. You really truly believe that every single human on this planet is wealthy. Nobody lives in poverty. Or everyone that settles for a regular lifestyle is ordinary or they're insubordinates to you. Women like you, when you do these studies and you ask these questions, you're not really being neutral. Women like you never are 100% neutral about these. First of all, if you get married to somebody and you're ashamed of them, then that says more about your judge of character. Period. You continue to think that money is going to make you happy. You think because this dude make more than you that means you're going to be happy. You think because you make more than him that gives you the right to be a asshole or inhospitable. That means that you can walk around the house doing whatever, saying whatever you want. Y'all really can't stand the traditional role. Y'all hate it. Why don't you just admit you want to be with women and you want to be you want to be the modern version of a guy, which means you can go out here and fuck who you want, man or woman, and you get the privileges of being the man and woman while also demonizing the man, and you want men to pretty much become what you feel you were for all of these generations. Why don't you just come out and say that? That's all this is. Nobody is jealous. Nobody is in a majority tripping off of the fact that you make a living for yourself. Your attitude is just fucking horrible. And on top of that, everybody don't want the type of lifestyle that you want. And if you've studied and watched over time, these people that have all this money, they ain't the happiest either, or don't last that long. But I digress. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong, if she's right, if she's wrong. Talk to me. I want to know.
Welcome aboard the flight. This is pilot Pusha talking. We going back to Memphis and coming straight from New Orleans. The estimated time of arrival is about an hour, and I can turn your ghost if you try and play with my power. So when you look up and see the sun flashing, stay in your seat. If the flight attendant say you making trouble, then we got beef. The turbulence might get rocky. You better not spill your food. This is